Welcome back to the files. Pull up a chair, because today's case is one for the record books. I've covered entitlement before. I've covered manipulation, favoritism, and family betrayal. But today's story? Today's story is a masterclass in all four, wrapped in 3 years of silence, one catastrophic dinner, and a screenshot that changed everything. Imagine this. You quietly, secretly, sacrifice thousands of dollars to save your brother from financial ruin. Not because he asked nicely, not because your parents said thank you, but because you loved him, because you thought that's what family does. Now imagine finding out that same brother had been sitting across from friends, co-workers, and your own parents, telling them that you owed him, that your success built on his back, that everything you had, he deserved a piece of it. This is the story of Marcus, a man who gave everything in silence and got betrayed in public. Let's open the file. To understand this story, you have to understand the family Marcus grew up in. There were two brothers, Marcus, the older one, and Derek, 3 years younger. From the outside, they looked like a normal working-class family. Dad worked in logistics, Mom stayed home. They weren't rich, but they weren't struggling. What was struggling, though, was the family's ability to treat their two sons equally. Derek was the favorite, and I don't mean that in the casual, "Oh, Mom liked him a little more" way. I mean it in the textbook golden child way. Derek's grades were celebrated. Marcus's identical grades were expected. Derek got a car at 17. Marcus got told to save up. When Derek dropped out of college after one semester, their mother cried, not in disappointment, but in sympathy. He just wasn't ready, she said. When Marcus graduated with honors, the family dinner lasted 45 minutes before his dad had to catch a game. Marcus told us, "I used to joke that I was the practice child. Then I stopped laughing." By their late 20s, the gap had widened into a canyon. Marcus had built something real. He'd spent 6 years grinding in sales, lived below his means, invested carefully, and by 31, he owned a small but profitable logistics consulting business. Nothing flashy, just discipline. Derek, meanwhile, had cycled through 4 jobs in 5 years. He had charm. No one denied that. He could walk into a room and own it. But charm doesn't pay rent. And by 28, Derek had accumulated over $40,000 in personal debt, credit cards, a failed investment in a friend's food truck, 2 months behind on rent. The works. Here's where Marcus made the decision that would define the next 3 years of his life. His mom called one night, crying. Derek was in real trouble, the kind where the phone calls from collection agencies don't stop. She didn't ask Marcus for money outright. She didn't have to. Marcus heard her voice and made the call himself. "I'll handle it," he said. And he did. Quietly, consistently, without telling a soul. For 3 years, Marcus transferred money. Some months, it was $800 toward Derek's credit cards. Some months, it was more. He helped renegotiate a payment plan with Derek's landlord. He paid off the food truck debt entirely, $12,000 in a single transfer, because the interest was becoming catastrophic. Total, over 36 months? Marcus had quietly contributed just over $31,000 into saving his brother's financial life. Derek knew. Of course Derek knew. But here's the thing about Derek. He never said thank you. Not once. Not in a text. Not in a phone call. Every transfer was met with silence, or at best, a thumbs up emoji. Marcus told himself it was pride. He told himself Derek was embarrassed. He made excuses, because that's what you do for someone you love. Then came the family barbecue. It was August. Marcus had just landed the biggest contract of his career. His parents had thrown a casual get-together, ostensibly to celebrate, and about 20 people were there. Cousins, family friends, a few of Derek's friends Marcus barely knew. Everything was fine until Marcus was standing by the grill and overheard Derek holding court near the back fence. "Marcus? Yeah, He's doing well now. He should be. He basically built his whole network using my connections. I introduced him to half his clients back in the day. Honestly, I've never asked him for a dime back, but between us, he owes me." Marcus froze. He stood there, tongs in hand, and listened to his brother spin a reality that didn't exist. And the people around Derek? They were nodding, including, Marcus noticed with a cold drop in his stomach, his own mother. He walked over calmly. He asked quietly, "Derek, what connections? What clients? What are you talking about?" Derek didn't miss a beat. He clapped Marcus on the shoulder, grinned, and said, "Relax, man. I'm just saying, we've always had each other's backs, that's all." That was the moment Marcus started paying attention. Marcus went home that night and did something he should have done much earlier. He started digging. He called 2 cousins he trusted. He talked to a childhood friend who'd been at the barbecue, and what he found was a pattern. Years of a pattern. Derek had been telling people a version of Marcus's story in which Derek was the unsung architect. That Marcus's business contacts came through Derek's networking. That Marcus had borrowed money from Derek early on to get his business off the ground. That Derek had sacrificed opportunities to support his brother and never asked for anything in return. None of it was true. Not a word. But the lie had been told so many times to so many people that it had calcified into accepted family mythology. Marcus sat with that for a week. Then he made a decision. He stopped the transfers. No warning, no dramatic phone call, he simply stopped. 4 days later, Derek called. "Hey, the payment didn't go through." Marcus said, "I know." Silence. "What do you mean you know?" "I mean I know. I stopped it." Derek's voice shifted instantly. The charm evaporated. "Are you serious right now? You're going to do this to me? After everything?" And there it was, after everything, as if Derek had been the one giving. Marcus, calm as he'd ever been, said, "I want you to tell me, on this call right now, what exactly it is that you've done for me. I want the list." Derek exploded. He accused Marcus of being jealous of his social skills. He said Marcus had always resented him. He told Marcus he was a cold, calculating robot who never cared about family. Then he called their mother. Within 20 minutes, Marcus had a second call, his mom, crying, telling him he was tearing the family apart, and that Derek needed him, and that we don't treat family this way. Marcus asked her one question. "Mom, did Derek ever tell you I borrowed money from him?" Long pause. "Well, he mentioned that early on. You two helped each other out." Marcus closed his eyes. Then he said, "I'm going to send you something. I need you to look at it." Marcus had kept records, every transfer, every date, every amount. Because Marcus was, at his core, a logistics man, and logistics men document everything. He compiled a clean, simple spreadsheet. 37 months of transfers. $31,240. He attached the bank statements. He sent it to his mother without a single word of commentary. Then he sent the same document to his father. He didn't post it publicly. He didn't call family members. He simply let the document speak. The reaction was seismic. His mother called back within an hour, barely able to speak. His father, a quiet man who rarely got involved in family drama, called Derek directly and had what Marcus was later told was the worst conversation of Derek's life. But Derek, backed into a corner, did what entitled people often do. He doubled down. He posted a vague but pointed Facebook status about being stabbed in the back by people you sacrifice for. He called cousins. He told his version of events to anyone who would listen, framing Marcus's documentation as a calculated attack. He even called Marcus's business partner, someone he'd met once at a Christmas party, and tried to plant seeds of doubt about Marcus's character. That last move was the mistake. Marcus's business partner called Marcus immediately, confused and concerned, And Marcus, now with documented evidence of an active campaign to damage his professional reputation, walked into his attorney's office the following Tuesday. The attorney sent Derek a formal cease and desist letter, explicitly citing defamation and the evidence of false statements made to a business associate. It was not a bluff. Derek, who was already financially fragile and now facing potential legal action with zero ground to stand on, went completely silent. The Facebook post came down within 6 hours of the letter arriving. Marcus gave us 2 updates. Update 1. 6 weeks after the cease and desist, Derek moved back into their parents' house. The apartment he'd been renting, partially stabilized by Marcus's payments over the years, became unmanageable without that support. He's currently working a part-time job and, according to Marcus, has not apologized. Update 2. Marcus's mother called him 3 months later, not to relitigate the drama. She called to tell him that she had looked at the bank statements again. Really looked at them. She cried for a long time. She said she was sorry. Marcus said he appreciated it. Their relationship is still rebuilding, slowly, honestly, but it's a start. As for Marcus and Derek, as of the last update, they are not in contact. Marcus describes it not as anger, but as clarity. I don't hate him, Marcus told us. I just finally see him accurately. So here's the question I always leave with you at the end of a case. Was Marcus wrong to stop the transfers without warning? Should he have confronted Derek privately before compiling the evidence? Or was 3 years of silence, sacrifice, and disrespect more than enough patience from any one person? The comments are yours. If you've lived a version of this story, if you've been the quiet one, the capable one, the one the family silently assigned the role of provider, drop it below. You might just be our next file. Until then, close the case. See you in the next one.